Alright, PDF management. This is exactly what I want to talk about on my Friday night, but this is something I have been thinking about for a long time, and I think I found a really good solution to managing PDFs, and I just wanted to create a video so I can share with other people what I found and kind of what my solution is. I used to just kind of use Adobe. It's okay. Um, it just kind of gets annoying. It's just hard to interact with it. Just they make you want to sign in. There's all these things that are just in the way, and I hate the layout. I feel like they're always wanting me to like sign in or something. Yeah, there it goes. They're always wanting me to sign in or do something. It's just really frustrating. I so it's just frozen. Um, just close. So I was looking for something else. Um, some of the things I really wanted was something that had a really clean layout, could handle large files. I could edit, highlight, and make notes. It really helps me retain information when I can make notes, when I can highlight, when I can interact with the document. It also helps me remember, where I was, what I was reading, what I was thinking about. And I wanted it ideally to be able to sync across devices from like my desktop at home to my laptop at school or work. And ideally I want it to be free and really cheap. And so I kind of settled for Zotero. Zotero is primarily used by researchers for generating citations and for managing documents. I have used it for that before when I did undergrad research and a small research project. It was super good at generating citations and keeping everything organized. I came back to it again for this. They've really improved a lot on the layout, so you can come here to Zotero.org. It's free. I think it's open source. You can download it for Windows. I'd recommend creating an account. You can see I'm signed in up here. I would create an account right away because that's going to be important for the syncing process later. So download that. Get that on your desktop here. Open it up. This is what it looks like for me. And I really like you can organize your different files. It's kind of like Google Drive in the way it's just like a file manager, like anything. But really clean here on the side. There's subfolders, and you can have as many subfolders as you want. It doesn't limit you on that. And it's got these tabs up here. You can switch between different tabs really nicely. And then my favorite part about it is the highlighting. You can highlight. You can even add comments on the highlight. And you can change colors, you can underline, you can add sticky notes, you can even make a little, you can draw, you can do this, which is kind of neat. Let me show you. If I want to remember a picture, I can just do that, and then it will pop up here on the side. You'll be like, wow, this is a super awesome horse stomach. And so I can just kind of remember different things. I also really like this. It has, sometimes if there's
links in a PDF, which is really common, you can see what that link goes to. This is really cool when I have a textbook. Not all documents are linked, but it will actually show you previews of different images or figures. Like if you're reading a document that references figures, you can, instead of having to flip to that area, you can just highlight over top of it and it will show you that figure, which is really nice. So yeah, a lot of things that I didn't even think was possible or knew that I could have. It's just super intuitive. I'm just clicking and deleting, and it just things make sense. It also has an automatic index that it creates, so you can click down, come on different things, kind of where you want to go to. And automatically puts in information of documents you admit to this area here. And pretty much you can just drag and drop documents, or you can select them in. There's all sorts of different ways to add things in. It doesn't just do PDFs, it can do a whole bunch of different files. I think it's best at managing PDFs.
I did try putting an Excel in one time, and it did work, but it didn't really have like a preview of it. So yeah, that's really cool. So that pretty much, I think, hits those first 3 points, which is great. As far as the next point, able to sync across devices, so Zotero offers 300 megabytes of free storage, and it's really good. Like, it's able to sync across devices. It even has like a mobile app that you can pull up documents. I've not actually tried the app or anything, but from what I've heard, it's really good. But 300 megabytes doesn't get you very far, so there is a workaround that you can use a Google account, or you can use, if your work has OneDrive, you can use OneDrive. I'm just using Google account because Google account comes with 15 gigabytes of free storage, and you can create a work account for it or whatever you want. So the way to actually set this up is the part that took me a little bit to figure out. So go ahead, if you want to use Google Drive. Google Drive actually comes in a desktop version, which I didn't know. You can download Google Drive on desktop. If you just search Google Drive desktop download here, and just come to this spot here, and just click the download for Windows. So after you have that downloaded, just go ahead, open up the icon here. Go ahead, just click on that. You can see it kind of has this interface here for desktop. It's really nice, really clean. Google always does a good job at stuff like this. And then, so once you do that, it will automatically create the G drive on your computer. And go ahead and sign in to the desktop and get it all linked up to your Google account, or you can just have OneDrive. Basically, you can do the same thing but with OneDrive. You know how OneDrive creates a little icon here in your Windows. So go ahead and do that, and then open up Zotero again. The Zotero desktop, go ahead and sign in with your Zotero account. If you come up here to Edit and Settings, it's kind of not very intuitive. And you can come over here to sync, and you can sign in on your account onto this page. Go ahead, sign in to your account on here, click all these boxes, sync automatically, sync full text. I don't know, I think these are the default settings, but this is how I have it. It works. And so if you just leave it like this and you don't do anything else, it will just sync it to your 300 megabytes of storage. But if you want it to switch over to your OneDrive or Google Drive, or maybe if you want to pay for the Zotero Premium, you can just leave it like this. But there's a little workaround here. Come over to Advanced Settings. Go ahead and choose your G drive. So it's just G, my drive, and then inside my Google Drive I created a Zotero Google Drive. So you can just choose that. And just come over here, click Google Drive, My Drive, and then that's the actual file I created in here. You can create, I'll show you, like if I just create test folder here, and then let it sync up, it will probably show up here on My Drive once it syncs. So let it sync, and then it should come up. So let's edit settings, and okay, it's not coming up, but you get the point. It should show up here eventually. And just click select folder, and this data directory can stay the same. This is essentially just where you're storing the program on your computer. This has nothing to do with your personalized files or anything. So I have that set, and so pretty much what that will do is it will allow you to store some of the information onto that Google Drive, but the thing that doesn't quite make sense is, let's say you wanted to add a file. So I have a file here. If I wanted to add the file into here, it does not automatically go to your Google Drive. You can also see it automatically kind of put in all this information for me, which is really nice. But it will not automatically go to your Google Drive just with that. So if I click Show File, it's still sitting in my local disk, which is not ideal. See if I can. Yeah, if I show you this here, this file is still sitting in my local disk. So to check this, you can just see local disk right here. So that's how you know it's not working, it's not going to Google Drive. So the way to fix that is to get a plugin, and I already have it downloaded, but to download this plugin, just search ZotMove download, and it's with 2 O's. You can see it right here. Come down here. The download is, where is it? Download the latest release, and then it should be right here. So download that. That file you can just drag onto your desktop, and then you can just click install plugin from files, and then just find that file that you just downloaded, and then select it, and then it will automatically put it into here. I'm going to turn on this plugin now. It automatically turns on when you download it. So I just turned on ZotMove, and this just basically moves things where it makes sense to move things. So now when I move a file in, I can delete this file now, and if I want to move in a new file, it will automatically, you can see, if you look at this little icon right here, it looks like a little link icon. You want to see the little link icon on the actual file. So click this little arrow to see the actual file. That's what you want to see. So watch as I move this file in, as it turns to a link icon. So when I first move it in, there's no link icon. Let it cook, and then it forms a link icon. Now actually, I think this is basically saying I already have this file in here. So it's just confused why I have 2 versions of it. And so if I click Show File, now when I show this file, you can see it's in the right area. It's in my Google Drive, My Drive, Zotero Google Drive, Medicine Large Animal. So that's great. That's exactly where I want it to be. And Google Drive or OneDrive, if you're using that, will automatically sync that over to your next device. Now, the one downside is every time you use a new device, you need to download Zotero, set up the plugin just like how you did, and download Google Drive just like how you did. But once you have it set, it will be able to sync between those devices really, really well. There is one more setting that you do have to turn on I forgot to talk about. This is in the actual Zotero move. So make sure you have this directory set up. Directory to move to copy files to. And I have it set up to move it into my Google Drive. And it says automatically move/copy files. And I have all these things selected. Now, if you were to go to your Google Drive on like the actual internet version of Google Drive and create files, they won't show up here. So if you're going to move in PDFs, you have to do it through Zotero. But the nice thing is that if you're really in a pinch and you needed information on something, you could just open up Google Drive on a new computer and all your files would be there that you added into Zotero and would be fully synced up. They probably wouldn't have your comments or any of those things or your bookmarks, but at least you have the information accessible very easily. So yeah, that's pretty much meets that last requirement of being free and being able to sync. So yeah, I hope you found this helpful. I think this will be what I plan to use for a while now. And yeah, it just helps me kind of keep things organized and be able to retain information.